Quantum Sounds Production. What up, sound? What up, sound?
Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. If you are on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. If you are on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Red Room Talk. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Jen. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, to erase different social stigmas. We're here to have candid discussions and cut through those stigmas to show that in the end, no matter who you are or where you're from, we all have commonalities when it comes to the matters of the mind and the heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can find us on YouTube by clicking the link in my profile and subscribing. Last episode, if you missed us, we talked about defining beauty. But this week, we're going to discuss women with this week's topic, the essence of a woman. We have an all-star cast. We have my guest co-host, OG Blue. We have RDS, and we have Queen Bee. Let's find out how the panel feels about womanhood. But before we get started, all that I ask is you keep your mind open and your language clean. First things first, I'm going to allow the ladies in the box, and then we will get started. Sorry, y'all. Sweating. Oh, sorry, y'all. Listen, I'm trying to sweat this fever out. All right, y'all. Welcome to the Red Room, ladies. We have a whole room full of beautiful ladies. Look at y'all. Look at how beautiful. Okay. That right there is the essence of a woman, y'all. If you want to know, that's what it looks like. But I normally would say, we're polite, so we let the ladies go first. But since we are all ladies, go ahead. We'll start at the top. My beautiful guest co-host, Miss Blue, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know about your new show. And then we'll go ahead to RDS and on.
All right, y'all. I'm OG Blue, the secretary of GQ Bars. Y'all can catch me streaming any time of the day, pretty much. Y'all can definitely catch me tomorrow at 7 p.m. with my co-host, Real Sister for You Are Enough. It's all about uplifting one another, male, female, white, black, no matter what race, nationality, your walk of life. You are enough no matter what. So y'all make sure y'all pull up for that. Y'all can catch me anywhere y'all see the GQ crown. If y'all want to get on any of the shows, holler at me. I got the hookup. I am the plug. Follow the IG and the YouTube. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Hashtag Ginger.
Yes. Go ahead, RDS.
Yeah, I'm already.
Like, oh.
I must have missed it when you said what order we was going in. Yeah, I'm RDS. First off, I'm the lead recruiter for Getting Lit Studios with King of Diamond every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We got a whole lot of shows under our belt, so I recruit for all of them. Like if you can rap or sing, you want to be on Getting Lit, I'm the one you holler at for that. If you want to be on Spoiler Alert, which I co-host with King of Diamonds every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we review movies. If you want to be on that, you can send me a message. I'm recruiting for Pit Show. I can get you on G-Way Show. Anybody show here, I can get you on there.
She's like, listen, just tell me what show you want to be on.
Right. Any show. I got connections around here. So yeah. I also got my YouTube in my bio. I got a little bit of music on there. I'm gonna be dropping more soon. So please hit my YouTube with a sub. And follow me on Instagram as well.
Okay. All right, y'all. What's going on? I'm Queen B Vibes. Man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This was slow motion on my end. I ain't even been streaming for like maybe the past month and a half or so. But I have been tuning in to y'all streams. I've been in and out. You can see me like this or like that. Those are only two options. I'm sorry. But I've been checking in every now and then. But when you do catch me, feel free to just catch a vibe.
Oh, it's my turn. I'm Jen. I'm the host of this show right here, right now. Jen and Juice. The Red Room Talk. But you guys can find me every what? Can I hear y'all, ladies?
Saturday.
Oh, okay, we on that Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk. And normally you would find us tomorrow for Soul Food Sunday. Also, we'll want your number, that number one bubble up there. But unfortunately, I've been sick, so we're doing the show tonight here, obviously, because we're far enough away. But tomorrow we're taking off. So next week we will be coming back with our anniversary special. Yeah, 1 year anniversary special next week for Soul Food Sunday. So make sure y'all tap in. It'll be in Wancho's Live. So we're gonna have a really a big show. So make sure y'all tap in. Something to anticipate. But other than that, let's get started. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
I feel like I forgot something, but maybe not. All right.
That's okay.
I'll tell you later if I did, okay? But it don't matter. What it means to be a woman varies per woman. Every woman from a career woman to a mother holds a different answer, as our idiosyncratic perception and expectations vary based on our identity and culture. For women, or women born in any other way, gender is something highly personal and varies in expression and identity with womanhood. Whether you are thinking about your life as a woman in the physical, mental, or biological terms, it can actually mean something different to each one of us women. So what I want to know is, what do you believe is the essence of a woman?
Well, start with me? Okay. For me, the essence of a woman is everything that I'm made of. It's my flaws, my character, my goods, my bads, my highs, my lows, because it all contributes to me being the woman that I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So for me, the essence of a woman is how we can carry like a burden on our shoulders, but yet there are so many expectations of us, whether we're mothers, friends, aunties. It doesn't really matter, but how we can just do it so flawlessly and with ease, just knowing that we're able to execute all these things, taking care of things at home, doing things at work, taking care of a household. We do it effortlessly.
Okay, so my follow-up question is, what role does femininity
Wait a
play in
minute,
that?
Jen.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot you. I forgot. We went back, skipped it. Sorry. Go ahead.
For me, the essence of a woman is everything that makes me a woman. Like Blue said, like from my beauty, my hair, my curves, these hips, my ability to bear children. Even if for a woman who can't bear children, we have the body parts. Like what makes us women. For me, that's the essence of a woman.
Okay. Okay, so I can follow up now.
You got an answer too, G.
I will. I'm gonna go last, Lord. I ain't forgetting myself. But my follow up question to that is just, what role does femininity play in that? What role does just pure femininity play in the essence of a woman?
It's the role, huh?
Right.
If I can sum it up, that's what I say. Like that's what it is. It's like it's femininity. That like the essence of a woman should be about your femininity.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I believe the essence of woman, it is all things. It is definitely bearing children. It is all things that our counterparts don't do. The softness, the kindness, the nurturing. Just for sure, like femininity. This the essence. It's like when you walk, you just know like she's a soft hand. It's the warm shoulder. It's the the best friend, the auntie, like all of that and one. It's everything. But I think even more than that, it's like the strength, we have so many things that we do as women, and just like that inner strength. Like when you think about childbirth, of course, like the pain that we go through and all of that, like that inner strength that something that especially men will never feel. But you got to think, like, to get through that, like that's the essence of a woman. Like to go through all that, but it's like beauty on the other side. Like whatever you're given, you multiply. So that's to me is the essence of a woman. But if you were just pulling up, that's okay. We have so much more to come. You can find us every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk, y'all. We just discussed what do you believe is the essence of a woman, but now I want to dig a little bit deeper. Despite the year, women seem to be put in a different bracket than men in many ways that limit what women can be and achieve. This often manifests professionally across industries and women not being promoted as often or having difficulty earning respect in workplaces. Even for celebrities and high-profile women, they still earn less than their male counterparts, not just the workforce. But what I want to know is, what is the hardest part of being a woman in today's society?
Being a lady amongst so many 304s. That's my one answer.
I like the answer, and I feel like I agree with her because it gets this stigma that every woman is a 304 because there are so many 304s, and every woman is not a 304. But we get degraded to be one because they are running so rampant. And I mean, for me personally, it makes me feel less of a woman to be treated like a 304 because I don't carry myself like one.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Took the word right out of my mouth. I'm sorry. I swear. I mean, in today's society, I guess it's all how the way men depict how they feel a woman should be. Like that masculinity in them, they have to carry themselves in a certain way, but it's somehow we're not allowed to be that way because maybe insecurities lie in there some kind of way. You know, you want to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You know, you want to run your business, but you have to make sure you don't squash on other people's, ideas. So you have to try to balance that out just to show and prove that you're worth doing this or what you're trying to go for.
You gotta work twice as hard to get half the respect.
That's so true. What I think is the hardest part of being a woman in today's society is just the fact of like always being put in a box. Like I'm always compared to other women or what a woman is supposed to look like or how a woman is supposed to carry herself or you don't wear this, you can't do this, you can't wear that, you can't do your hair like that, like you can't wear short hair, like all these expectations I think that we have as women is like at some point it's like where do I get to just be myself? And then even when you think about like in politics, we have men, but we have men telling us what we could do with our bodies, even as far as like, how to reproduce or how many we can reproduce or in which ways or what we could do with our bodies. And even like in medical terms, like, having, these, the research done by people who don't even have a vagina.
A lady part.
Lady parts. I mean, it's still politically correct. But, when I think about that, like, how, can you really, like, tell, at what point is it, like, okay for us to speak up and, like, okay, this is what we go through or this is, what our needs are that need to be met in that aspect. When it comes to, like, how can you tell us what a woman needs if you're not even a female when it comes to that? And I think just when you were talking about even, like, the 304s, like, to be compared to every woman, like, so you have to almost, like, overcompensate for the last woman who's held herself in a certain way. Or they feel as if you're asking too much if you're asking for respect because there's so many that don't hold a high regard or a high respect for themselves, so you get lumped in with the rest of the 304s. And so then you're just like, okay, well, you're just like the rest. So then it's like you look like you're asking too much if you're a stand-up woman or you have high regard for yourself.
Or get called angry for speaking up for yourself.
Exactly.
Or
when you want to address something that you know is unfair. But yet you still have to be grateful.
Right. I actually just finished this series, right? And obviously this is not to modern society, but it kind of like shed a little light. It was actually, what's it called? Oh, Handmaid's Tale. And the way that they depicted women is like, it is very far-fetched, but when you really think about it, it's like the way that they depict women is really, when you think about it, it's like we're like this vessel of womanhood, like we're the vessel of femininity, but we're looked upon to like give all of that, like, but we can have, like, if you have any type of strength behind it or you speak up for yourself, then you're masculine or you're being manly. If you have any type of like regard for yourself as far as like strength behind it or any type of independence or of sorts, then you're too masculine. And I think just, when people that held an opinion, which is fine to have opinions, but I think that women have a much more put on them as far as how we should be or act or do. But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. You haven't missed much. We still have a lot more to discuss. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk, y'all. We just discussed what you believe is the essence of a woman. The essence of a woman, what role does femininity play? What is the hardest part about being a woman in today's society? But now I want to know about roles. No, not those ones. Um,
Nothing wrong with those.
right, right.
Um,
Um,
If we talking about bread.
I like bread buns. You know, all breads are good over my bread body. It was not that long ago that women were not allowed to work, vote, or even go to school. It wasn't until 1971 that the Equal Rights Amendment was approved, and it took another 8 years and several more amendments to get the laws to equal out like they are today. However, even though the law says that women and men are equal, convincing the world to act accordingly is challenging. What about the role of a woman at home versus men in dating and home? So my question is, are women equal to men? My first part of the question.
And if the reason we're not equal to men is because, like, why? But we do things that they can't do, and they do things that we can't do. So there's never going to be equality. And when it comes to as far as the home, which it was really pretty much just talking about in G Code a little bit a while ago. Like, we want to know that when we come home, we have that sense of security, and it's like, how can you be equal? And for me, it's not like the roles themselves are not equal, but I need the effort to be equal. Like, you have your role, I have my role. I need you to put 100% in, and I'm going to put 100% in. Even on days you can't put 100% in, I'm going to cover you, and I need you to do the same for me. And even that is equal in itself, because we're working together toward a common goal. That's why I feel like the equality come in. But men and women can never be equal because we don't have the same struggles. Like, even if you look at the hierarchy of society, it's women are at the bottom. We're always at the bottom, and it's not fair because there are so many capable women, but we still get overlooked for even with us being capable because of our gender.
Men and women, I do not think are equal. There's just qualities in women and in men that just are in our nature. Like, naturally, like at home, women are what? Nurturers. That's what we do. We take care of the family. We make sure the home is the home. Outside of the house, that men are definitely not equal to women. Again, just like Blue said, we have ways of doing things differently. We're different. When you don't know what we would go through as a woman, you don't know that. You're a male. But definitely not at home, because you outside, you're going ahead, you're bringing home bacon, whatever, you're making sure the house has bills are paid, things like that. That's what's embedded in a man to do to take care of the house. If we are going like, how things used to be back in the days, or what's naturally the norm. But some people don't practice that anymore. But yes, we bear children. We're the ones who have to naturally nurture that child. That's a bond that we have that a man can't do that for a child. That's embedded in us. It's in our nature.
I definitely agree. I think it's like a balancing beam. Like, everything that a man isn't, we are. So I don't think it necessarily is an equal thing. I feel like there's equal roles for each side. Like, we have our roles and they have their roles. And it's kind of like that, like yin and yang, obviously like a balance of, obviously masculinity and femininity. There's like certain things that we do. And I'm not talking about, which is the next subject, I'm not talking about like taking out the trash is just a man's thing, or doing the dishes is just a woman thing. But with that being said, what do you think about gender roles? Is there a woman's place?
I think
the way I feel about it, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, the way I feel about it now, no, because it's a different day now. And people, like generational wise, the way that you grow up, like parents these days, or either the way we are now, we're not really brought up on how to do things on our own, or, see, I just lost my train of thought. But I don't feel like it's a certain role that we have to be stuck in these days. If I want to go ahead and be the one being a manager or whatever, I'm going to do that. If I want to go ahead and pay my bills at home, I'm going to go ahead and do it. It all depends on what's going to work for you.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm a big believer in gender roles. Even if the times are different, we do things different nowadays. But at the end of the day, it's still like certain things that the man does, and there's certain things that the woman does. Like there's a component the man brings the masculinity, and the female brings the femininity. And that doesn't matter who works more than the other one. Honestly, it matters how you bring forth yourself in that relationship. Basically, like there's nothing wrong with the woman making most of the money. It's about how she actually like interacts and lets her man still lead the household. You can make most of the money and your man can still lead the household.
For
He
sure.
can. He can.
So I was gonna say that yes, I do believe there are gender roles. Like, I mean, I'm capable of cutting the grass, but that's my man. Like, my man's supposed to go out there and cut that grass. I'm gonna have him a nice meal ready for him when he finished. Like, it's just certain things that I feel like a man should do. Just like there are certain things I feel like a woman should do. So like I mean, yeah, that's another reason why we can't be equals because there are certain things that I'm gonna expect my man to do that even though I'm capable of doing it myself, I have this man here. Why am I outside cutting the grass?
True. Um, I definitely believe in gender roles to an extent. I believe there's some things, like I said, I'm not opposed to taking the trash out if I had to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, that's for the man. But even though my hands are not broke, I still want my man to open the door for me. I still want him to pump my gas for me. And even when it kind of was it RDS that said, no, maybe it was, I don't know who's it, but talked about the man. It could be okay if the woman works or whatever. You're still gonna allow your man to leave, but I still think about even as far as that. I still think that it is the man's job to provide in whatever way he can, whether it's running a business or whatever. Because at the end of the day, like yeah, it is it is different now. It's harder to survive on just one income, and a lot of times both have to work or whatever. But even in today's society, it's really even frowned upon when a man doesn't provide. I mean, is he even respected at that point? I mean, or can you look at him and respect him as a man if he doesn't provide for his household in whatever way he can? I mean, do you really look at him as, even in today's society, look at him as a man that doesn't even help his woman provide? I know, like, there is times that the man stays home, but there's still that role there. You're still providing in whatever way that you can for your family. You know what I'm saying? If you're bringing nothing in, I couldn't respect a man like that. If you're bringing nothing into the home, at least for me, and that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And I know, like I said, this day and age that, it's hard, rare to see one income households. But I still feel that there is some sort of role for the man and the woman to play. Like, a woman, not saying a woman's role is to be in the kitchen, but I love to make sure that my man's plate is made. And I'm one of those women that believe the man is to be served first. It's just how I was raised. I would never sit down to eat my plate and be like, oh, his hands ain't broke. I would never be that woman. Now, that's just how I was raised, that a woman is to serve her man first. That's just how I was raised. Not saying that everyone is like that or everyone has that same idealistic, but that's just for me. So my last kind of rebuttal question is, should a man pay for the first date? I know y'all are going to kind of go crazy in the comments over this one, but do you believe a man should pay for the first date?
He might as well.
I would say no because it's just like it's our first date. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so I mean, I say no unless he's just pursuing. Like, if he just say, I want to take you out and you know what I'm saying, and wine and dine you, then yeah, for sure. But if we just meet up and it's our first time and we agree to meet up mutually, like you don't have to. Like, I'm very capable of it. Not saying you can't. Not saying I wouldn't mind paying for you, but it's just and like Midnight said, it depends on who asks out who. 'Cause that's really how I feel it should go. If I ask you to go on a date with me, I shouldn't expect you to pay for everything if I'm the one inviting you out. Like I'm very capable of, that's where I say that all gender roles are not the same. Like, especially if we're getting to know each other. Like I can't even have that obligation on you like that.
Hold on just one moment. I'm just going to interrupt the show just for a second. This is a feature show. We are talking between us four because this is a panel. Of course, you guys in the comments, but if I could read every comment, I really would. But of course, yours is stuck out because you've said so much tonight. But just hold your questions. We'll answer them accordingly as we get to it. So y'all just please stay tuned in the chat. We definitely try to tap into what you have to say. I definitely read what you say when I can, but this is a featured show and it's hard to read every comment. So just stay tuned, all right? And after we will have a Q&A for you guys to be able to ask questions. But go ahead if you have anything else to say.
That was true.
So, I would like for them to, but they don't have to. I feel like you all should go ahead and just make that clear on what the arrangement would be. But if you're just going on with the flow, I would just be prepared to go ahead and just pay my own. It would be nice if he does. Even if it's a surprise, that would even really take me away. But it gives me the opportunity, just in case everything goes south, I can just go ahead and pay my money and get out of the day. You stuck with your own bill. You feel me? So...
Yeah, I agree actually, because like I said what I said. I said he might as well, like Queen said, like I would want him to, but at the same time, I never come without money just in case, and I don't expect you to pay nothing for me. Now, if you do it, that's cool, but you don't have to. I'm not gonna look at you no kind of way. Maybe a little kind of way, but
especially if I'm having a good time like that, yeah.
Now, if you ask me out, right? If you ask me out and you don't pay, I'm going to tell you that's going to be our last date. And it's not because I can't pay for it. I always make sure I have money. But if you ask me out on a date as a man, I feel like it's your duty at that point. Not saying I'm going to order the most expensive thing on the menu. But with that being said, before y'all jump on me, my favorite date is to go like for a walk in the park or a walk downtown. That way we are getting to know each other. There's no money being put forth until right? So this is why I love the downtown walk, because if you feel like you're vibing or whatever, and then you feel at that point that you want to invest more time and or then you feel I'm worthy of investing money, then you could be like, hey, I've been having a really good time talking with you. Would you like to grab a drink? There's a bar right here. Since we're already downtown. See, that's what you hook, line, and sinker them. That's why I love the downtown date, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a razzle-dazzle anyway, right? Hashtag Jen. But for sure, if the man asks, now, I am not opposed to paying if I ask you out as a female. If I say... Don't side eye because you're gonna pay for the date anyway. But if I ask you out as a female, even if I say, hey, would you like to go grab a movie or something, I'm not opposed to paying. And I'm gonna be honest, I've paid for more dates than men ever have in my lifetime. I'm real dates before relationship. Let me just put that ahead. Before a relationship, but I paid for more dates than men ever had. And it wasn't because, a lot of times, I'm going to be honest, I was so afraid that man wouldn't, that I probably ruined it sometimes, because I actually, probably hurt some men's feelings. Because one dude said he actually felt emasculated because I paid. And but a lot of it was fear of you didn't feel like I was worthy, so I would just go ahead and pay. I remember taking a dude going to the movies. I actually asked him, so I felt it was my duty. So I went and got the tickets ahead of time, and waited there, and he was like, "Why would you do that? Why would you pay?" I was like,
I just don't offer. I'm gonna look at you first and see if you're gonna do it, and then if not, then. But
I felt bad because just because I never really had dated anyway, so I was always just afraid that they would not pay. So that I didn't want that awkward moment where you're like, so who's going to pay? And then you're like,
nah, I'm looking at you like, you got it, because if not, I got mine. Right, I can do it.
And then I get where kind of the stigma comes from, because listen, I've had homegirls that put men in the, you can say what you got to say there, sir. Unless you want to sleep on the couch. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I understand, like, you know, where it comes, like, okay, the man is supposed to pay, and like, and I know some people believe that. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with the woman paying if she's the one who asks first. Now, if you ask me, I feel like it's on you. If I ask you, I feel like it's on me. Or if we decide to do the whole Dutch thing. But if you ask me out on an actual date, and then you expect me to pay, oh, I promise that'll be the last date. I'm just will lose all respect for you, and you better hold the door open too. Even if I'm the one paying and I ask you out, you still better hold the door open for me, or that'll be the last date too. That's just respect.
Chivalry is not dead.
Yes, chivalry is not dead. But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Red Room Talk. What? That's understandable. We discuss what do you believe is the essence of a woman? What role does femininity play? What is the hardest part of being a woman in today's society? What do you think about dating and gender roles? Now I want to know about a specific situation. Every day, we women play a variety of different roles, solve all kinds of problems, spread lots of love, and exercise endless creativity in juggling tasks and priorities, all while often remaining behind the scenes. We often feel misunderstood by men in society, so I'd like to know, what is something you wish men understood about women? What is something you wish men understood about women?
That sometimes we be right too. I'm short and sweet. I don't do all that word salad. Look, I'm short and straight to the point.
He says sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, what do all men understand? I had a ponder on that one. Man.
Because they never think they wrong.
Understood that sometimes we are not asking for too much. Sometimes the things that we are asking for are really not hard to give us. Now, some people do ask for a lot. Now, I'm not talking about them ones. I'm talking about like for the real ones that you really just want the loyalty, the honesty, the consistency. Like that's not too much.
Be quiet in the comments, King. Be quiet.
God, Alpha. I mean, not Alpha because that's asinine right now. But sir, look. If you are a woman hater, just say that. You know what I'm saying? But because the real answer is where I asked a question, which is what is something you wish men understood about women. This isn't about y'all right now, okay? We're asking what we wish men understood about women. So are you a woman? Are you a female? Do you have that between your legs? I promise you don't. So, anyways.
Okay, I get one. If we are addressing something that we do not like or is bothering us, please stop saying that we're complaining. We're just addressing it, okay? We can talk about it in a nice, calm way. But this is where the communication thing takes a turn for the worse. You automatically assume that we're just complaining. So if we just address it, just kind of hear us out. Because if we were doing it, you would want the same thing in return.
It's the fact that y'all been in my mind. Because y'all both just said the exact stuff that I mean. That's real. We think alike, women.
Because it's an issue a lot of us have to deal with collectively.
That's how I know I'm not crazy.
Does no always mean no?
This confirms it.
Okay. Does no always mean no?
In what aspect?
Now, I'm going to say at first, yes, I think you should always take a no as a no. Yes. No means no. At least you should feel that way because that's just protecting yourself. I believe you should exactly always take a no as a no, not a, oh, well, she kind of squinched a little when she said no, or well, maybe she was. No, always take no as a no first. Don't.
Anyway, just, regardless.
Either way, once a woman says no, that's when you need to protect yourself. Either way, protect yourself. But what is something I wish men understood about women? I think that, a lot of women, the way that we were raised to be strong, independent women, and a lot of us had to overcompensate for things that we've been through. Unfortunately, for y'all who have to deal with the women who struggle with that. So I think having like extra patience for some of us who have a little rougher time, and for us to flourish in our femininity, you need to create a safe space. I know a lot of men scream out like, oh, I want you to, allow me to lead and to be more feminine, and I want a feminine woman, but you also have to create a safe space for us to flourish in our femininity. And yes, and I get that, a man just always has to be masculine, and we don't have to get a safe space to be a man, but for us to be, sorry, but you also to lead a woman is also to be soft with her too. It doesn't always mean you have to be a strong manly man or the cock of the walk or whatever. It's also to create a safe space for a woman too. That is part of leading. That is part of masculinity. And of course, we're always going to be feminine. We're women. We are femininity. I don't believe that being a strong woman means that you're necessarily masculine. Now, do you have probably masculine tendencies? Maybe, yeah, but I don't believe it makes you masculine if you are a strong woman either. But for a woman to submit, or I believe you have to also create a safe space for her to do so. A lot of us have our guard up because how do we know you're even able to lead? So just the same way, with you wanting to know if you can trust a woman, we also know we have to be able to trust you to let that that guard down. Anything more to say?
I agree, because like for me, it comes down to knowing that a man knows how to be in control without being controlling. And it's like, and he's right. We do have to be feminine all the time. But for me, I've had situations where I've had to be a little less feminine, because things have to get done, and I'm gonna have to do it regardless of whether there's a man there or not. So being strong, and like even with being strong, like sometimes I'm okay with being strong. I've been strong for a long time. I know how to do it. I can do it in my sleep. Sometimes I don't want to be strong. Sometimes I just want to be soft and comforted and held and told that I don't have to be strong in that moment. Like I can be in my, I don't want to call it weakness, because weakness has such a bad connotation, but I just want to be able to just be a woman.
It would be nice to lay down that cape sometimes and not always have to be superwoman, but to just be woman without having to second guess it.
Without it being used against me.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I like what you said, like you can be in control or be the leader without being controlling.
Yeah.
But if y'all are just pulling up, you're late. You haven't missed everything though. We still have a little bit more to discuss. But that's okay. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk. We just discussed what do you believe is the essence of a woman, what role does femininity play, what is the hardest part about being a woman in today's society, what do you think about dating and gender roles, what is something you wish men understood about women. But now I want to end it with a little gender clarity. Every man looks for a perfect woman, even though the exact things they want in a woman vary. But a common theme is to find someone who is willing to ride the roller coaster of life with them and who will stand by them in all situations. That is why they take time to commit. I took a poll in my life to figure out good questions of what men would ask or like to know about women, and I asked several men what they would like to ask women, and several women had the same question in mind. And the question was, how can men, make women happy?
So I'm gonna clear that up. You gotta make yourself happy. Like your partner is supposed to make you happier. Because if you're not happy before you meet this partner and you depend on this partner just for your happiness, that means when they don't do what you want them to do or don't do what you need them to do, you're not going to be happy. So you're going to be miserable in your own right. So you got to be happy with yourself first. Now, as far as me, my man can make me happier by treating me the way I deserve to be treated or the way I want to be treated. But I can't expect him to make me happy because if I'm not happy before him, I'm not going to be happy with him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Blue. I feel that you need to be happy within yourself in order for you to even have that kind of energy to give that to someone else. Because as women, we feel that we're really like emotionally attached to anything like vibes. But for me, for somebody to make me happy, just laugh with me. I love to laugh. Laughter is just like the gift of life for me. People smile on my face, be interactive, I mean, when you hold me, I want that feeling. Just know I just have my hand to your chest, listen to your heartbeat, that comforting feeling like I'm safe. That makes me happy. Knowing that we can just sit down and have a conversation. I can just finish your sentences, that we're just connected here. You just feel it. That's what makes me happy.
I'm gonna agree with both of y'all first and foremost about it's not up to nobody to make you happy but yourself. And with that being said, what will make me happy is somebody though that cares about my happiness. It don't have to be all about me, but as long as he cares about my happiness and I care about his, then I feel like that's good.
For sure. I definitely agree with everything you guys all said, but I want to kind of add in, for me, I guess to say it in a different way is like to love me in my love language, not how you feel that you should show me love, but just in the way that I need to be loved. And sometimes that might not even be what I might not even know what that is at moments, but to get to know me in a deeper level as far as like know things even sometimes without me having to tell you. That don't mean you have to be a mind reader. But to get to know me enough where you know, like, you can look at me and know something's wrong, or you can look at me and like, oh, like, what's going on, even if I don't necessarily tell you, but you just kind of know. But definitely happiness comes from within for sure, but to add to that happiness, don't take away from it, to add to it, for sure, laughter, what you said, Queen Bee, that is definitely like huge for me. Someone who to laugh with and, to really just to build with. I think for me to make me happy is like paint me in your world, like include me in on your decisions. Like I'm not the leader. I'm not the the man of the relationship, but include me in those decisions too. Even while it's true that you're the leader, but also, include me in those decisions too. Make me feel like I'm a part of it, not that I just have to go with whatever it is that you say. And sometimes you might have to allow a man to make a mistake, and that's fine too. But always consider me. Always think about me in your decisions. You guys have anything more to say?
Sound good,
huh? It do.
It sounds good.
But I'm gonna go back up to, and I just kind of want to touch on.
Can I go back to Kingy's question?
I'm gonna go back to both. Just what is leadership without control? Okay, it's this difference to me being a boss and being a leader, right? When you're a boss, it doesn't mean you're necessarily a good leader, and that work I think has come to control. You can lead without having to control someone. You teach a woman how you're going to lead her, right? You can lead her by leading by example, right? You ever heard that? Lead by example. If you're not even a good example of a leader, how am I supposed to follow you? Like, that's like getting in a car and not knowing which way we're going. Like, yeah, I'm not a ride or die. I'm gonna tell you that, because where we going and why I gotta die. So you got to make sure that you a man that's fit to lead. If you ain't even yourself, how I'm gonna be a good woman, or I'm gonna follow someone who ain't even got nothing going for themselves? If you ain't protecting and providing and doing all those things you're supposed to do as a man, are you really a leader? I believe.
But you know what?
You're supposed to. It's almost like as if it's her idea at the end. Like, it's supposed to be her idea. Like, it's like teachable moments, right? If you want someone to do something the way you need to, you have to teach them, right? So say I'm really bad at balancing the bills or something, right? Sit down and teach me. If you feel I'm doing it wrong or I'm not doing it the way you need to, sit down and teach me. If that's how you know what I'm saying, it's leading by example. Show me. It's like Missouri. It's the show me state.
You gotta have control. The man got to be in control. A man can't protect what he cannot control. He has to be in control. Everybody hear the word control and think it's like a slave master or something like that. It's nothing like that. If the man has control, he can properly lead you. Like there's no other way.
Go ahead, boo.
And that's why I worded it the way I did. Being in control, having control, and being controlling are two totally different things.
Yes.
Being in control, I will follow you because, and let's even go a step further. Because in order to be an effective leader, you have to know how to follow. Because how can you expect somebody to follow you when you're not willing to follow yourself? That's first off. But to be in control, if you're in control in a proper way, I have no problem following you. But if you think you're going to boss me around because you have like you're superior over me, that's when the problem comes. And I have given my man authority over me because that's how the hierarchy goes. But not to be superior to me because I am your partner in that aspect. He's not my superior. In my case, we're partners. Because when he's down, how can he be superior over me?
Because he's the head of the household. That's how. He always the head of the household.
I'm still going to give him the respect as the head of the household. But you can't be barking orders at me.
But that's still he's still your superior. He ain't gotta be barking no orders at you, but he's gonna be your superior.
That's what I mean. Controlling men bark orders. That's why I say it's a difference between being in control and being controlling.
It's like the difference between narcissists. Like controlling is more like the narcissistic abuse side, right? Whereas control means like, of course, you're going to have order. That's why I kind of more look at it as like order in the house, right? Versus control. And maybe it's just the verbiage, and it obviously throws you off by hearing the control word. But there is a difference between controlling as far as an abuse or having control of the household. And that don't mean of
that's not like the majority, like right. the bad controlling. That's not the majority of the situation. When you say controlling, like that's right. Like the worst thing that could happen, right. And people like automatically go to that, which is the worst thing. So, right. Like there's a lot of other things, good things that happen when that head of household has control.
For sure, doll. I hear you in the comments. And then to touch on real quick on Midnight. What did he say now? Do women lead their actions and decisions with emotions or logic? Okay. This question always gets brought up when it comes to women. We know that we are emotional creatures. We are often led by emotion, but let's be honest, we also do run with logic because there's times when we see things that y'all don't see. Like that woman hit on you at the grocery store that you didn't see or notice that was even hitting on you, but we did. Or the woman who we can tell has a thing for you and you are completely oblivious. Or the fact that you're balding and you can't see it. No, I'm just kidding. But there is times that we also lead with logic. I don't feel like we're just purely just think emotionally. No, I don't believe we only lead with emotion. Now, are we more emotional creatures? Yes, because that is called feminine. We are emotional. But do I think we only lead with emotion? No. Now, do we, for the majority, lead with emotion? Of course. But and this is a but, and I'm not gonna say depends. But this is a but too. We all lead. Everything is an emotion when you really think about it. Even logic is an emotion. Even when you think logically, you're still putting emotion in it in some way in your decisions. You're still having some sort of emotion. And I think when you kind of say that, it's almost like, but you are, even with logic, you still have some sort of emotion behind your decision.
Logic goes off.
I don't quite agree with that, Jen. Because logically, I know I shouldn't do this, but emotionally, I'm going to do this anyway because I'm in my feelings about it. So I personally think that when I'm thinking logically, I put my emotions to the side to think without the emotions because my emotions cloud my judgment a lot of
Right.
times. And I need that clearness and focus of the logic side to make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
The
But I don't
logic
think
is
that
what's going to
women
be most
only
likely
think.
to
I guess
happen.
my point was I don't think women only think emotionally. I don't
But
think that's like
I know
our only way to
Yeah,
think
that's
is emotionally. I don't want to paint that picture that women only make decisions emotionally. I do think that there's also logic there too.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit of logic. We have like
And
this
I'm
much
saying
logic
we
to
are
this much
emotional
to this
creatures.
much
We are.
emotional.
But we are
It's
supposed
I
to be
think there's
emotional
logic in our
creatures.
emotion, but not
We are
emotion
the
in our
opposing
logic.
side, right? You're supposed to think more logically. We are the opposing side. We are supposed to be a more of the emotion. We are where the maternal part. We are the feminine. That is we are the more emotional creature. But we're
No, that's what
supposed
I
to be.
said too.
We're
And
That's
I
what I
feel
supposed
said
to.
like
too. I'm supposed to
the
be
fact you just
emotional.
said we're supposed to be is that society thing because a lot of men are very emotional. Even
Oh,
though we're
for
talking about women,
sure.
don't get me wrong. A
For
lot of
sure.
men are very emotional, but they're taught to hide their emotion, whereas we're taught to embrace it. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, that makes us more emotional. But I feel like as human beings, as overall, everybody is ruled by logic and emotion because the things that we do that we know we're not supposed to be doing is our emotions taking
For
over
sure.
because logic is thrown out the window.
For sure.
And God didn't overfill us women with emotions for no reason.
Right.
So I'm just gonna put that out there.
For sure.
True.
Well,
But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay.
It's not okay.
We've been talking about the battle perspective on women. Excuse me, about women and how and the essence of womanhood. But we are now at my favorite segment, the hot seat question, y'all. I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to know for this week's hot seat question. If you want to be your question to be on the next hot seat question, go to Instagram right now in my bio, click on the icon, and go watch out for that hot seat question post. This week, someone actually wrote in and had a very specific question. But before we get there, I need all of you in the audience right now to decide who you want to answer this week's hot seat question.
don't have to. Don't have to.
He said, everybody.
Yeah.
And y'all, are they speaking to me or are they voting for me?
No, they are voting for
people-
you.
I see a
Some
whole
people
lot
just
of
got
RDS.
here.
Dang.
They are voting for you.
RDSs.
They said RDS.
That's almost
RDS got the
That's
votes.
almost unanimous.
it's almost
Well,
unanimous. RDS. Ooh, okay.
So my hiding work, thank God. Oh, jeez.
So I actually had someone write in, and I'm not going to reveal their name. I'm just going to leave it as anonymous just because I'm not sure if they would want their name put on there, but they asked it anyways. But they actually asked a very specific question, and they said that they have that they're back in the dating game, that they've been out of the dating game for a while, and they want to know how to get the affection, I guess we'll say, of a lady. How do they is the proper way to approach a woman if they're interested?
The first step for me would be to like buy my food. When I'm at the restaurant, if we meet at the restaurant, go and just pay for my food because the first way to my heart is food. But seriously, like besides that, I think the best way to get to me is showing me that you're actually interested
Bro.
in me and not just sexual. Like you do things that show me like you ain't only interested in my body and you actually want to get to know me and you put in effort. That's the way. I feel like that's the way to most women heart. Food and that other stuff I said.
Snacks. Yes, for sure. Feed me. Give me compliments. Throw some chocolate in there,
Tell me I'm pretty and feed me tacos. I got a T-shirt. I got a T-shirt back in Birmingham.
Don't tell me I'm pretty too much because I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I need you.
And it really only
you
matters when it comes from someone
you
who
gotta
you
do more
actually
than that.
love. But I'm
Can I answer that?
You can go ahead and answer if you want to answer.
So So for me, like, you ain't gotta feed me because I can feed myself. I like to cook anyway. But for me, it's just be direct with me. Like, get to know me as a person. I am very into mental stimulation. Like, yeah, my body will respond because that's what it's trained to do, but it's not going to be the same effect as getting to know what's up here. And then once you get to know what's up here, I need you to get to know what's in here. Because once you get to know them two parts, we good. Especially if you can keep consistent in what you did in the beginning. Like, the stuff that you presented to me that got me interested in you in the first place, then I need to continue to see that.
Don't introduce me to a vibe that you cannot maintain. Always, to me, like, this is my biggest advice to you, and I'm gonna let you know that I put your question on here, whoever you are. But be yourself. Honestly, there's nothing I love more than someone who is authentically themselves. Be yourself. You don't be what you feel like a woman wants you to be, or what you think you should be, or how you should act. Be exactly who you are, and the right person will love you for exactly who you are. You don't want someone who, based off of you being this, what you think the idealistic of what you think a woman wants, or what you think this specific woman wants. Be exactly yourself and be that. Do you have anything you want to add, Queen Bee? Because I just kind of see a little twin.
Yeah. I was just going to say the same thing. Like, be authentically you. I love when a person is unapologetically themselves. And also know that when you approach me, whether people want to admit it or not, you're going to make an assumption or judgment based on your first meeting. So if you're going to introduce yourself like, hey, shorty, let me talk to you for a minute. No, please. Act like you have some kind of dignity and self-respect and say, how you doing today? I just wanted to say, you're looking very beautiful. You mind if I talk to you for a second a little bit more, not so childish, because I'm going to judge you. First impressions are the key, yes.
It can literally be do or die, first impressions. Now, I'm not saying I won't give you a second roll around if you kind of screw it up the first time, depending. But first impressions are lasting. But what?
And don't say it. Please don't say it. It's so unattractive to me.
Can I ask a midnight question real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
So for that, if it puts you in the friend zone, that wasn't the one for you. There's going to be somebody that's going to love the unapologetic you. Exactly. And they're not going to put you in the friend zone. And you're going to go. So don't feel bad that you got friend zone with that particular person. Just know that person was not for you. They may end up being the best friend you ever had. It was never meant for y'all to be more than a friend.
You're going to go from the friend.
As a person that's been friends on a lot, that's something I've had to come to deal with. Mm-hmm. This person is just not meant for me to be on that level with.
Yep. If you put me in the friend zone, don't get mad when the ball roll in your friend's court and I make a, Kobe.
That too.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad.
Now, if you always get in friend zone, you the problem.
Always.
I don't think that's necessarily true either, because I think sometimes it is the truth where good guys do finish last often. I feel like it really is just the right combination, right? It really just is the right combination and the right person to be with you. You ain't gonna be for everybody, but you know what? Not everybody's for everybody, and that's okay. I want to be the right person for my person. I don't need to be the right person for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, y'all, what do women want is an age-old question that rolls off the tongue of many a man with alarming regularity. The mystery is confirmed by the nods of other men. Women will be happy to tell you if you ask, and men have. What keeps the mystery going is that the answers are so different from how men think and operate that they're too often tossed out simply because the answers don't seem to make sense. Knowing what makes women tick is discoverable, but you need to suspend your beliefs about what you think she wants and be prepared to be impacted. I hope tonight gave you a better understanding of women. But if y'all are just pulling up, this is the Red Room Talk. It's almost over. We're there. But you guys can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's topic was the essence of a woman. You're definitely late, but don't fret. You can find us every week on YouTube. Y'all go click that icon in my profile. And please subscribe, like, and comment.
And share. Don't forget share.
And share. Yeah, share. But now I always come to a place of healing, or I come to a place to kind of close it out. But I'm going to wrap up the show with this quote. And there really is no other quote that I could have used tonight other than it's actually a poem. It's called Phenomenal Woman. Phenomenal woman. Pretty woman wonder where the secret lies. I'm not cute or built to a suit of fashion model size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash in my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I am a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud, I say. It's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need of my care, 'cause I'm a woman. Phenomenal woman. That's me. Maya Angelou. But y'all, this has been the Red Room Talk. I appreciate each and every one of you beautiful women here tonight to talk about women. No, we do not only talk about women, but I do also give men the stance to talk to. We will be having the all men's cast to come here soon, but tonight was all about us ladies, and I appreciate each and every you beautiful women for coming out tonight and actually speaking about the essence of a woman. I hope you guys understand women just a little bit more. But as always, thank you guys. I definitely appreciate you. Go ahead and give your outros, and then I'll play a little ditty.
It's all this sass up here for me. All this sass. You couldn't have picked a better cast.
Hello?
But
Right. A lot of strong women up here. I was gonna say, I think I picked the pick of the litter. We have some of the strongest, most beautiful women up here tonight, and I really do applaud each and every one of you, and I handpicked you all for a reason. So that definitely was not by accident. So go ahead and give your outros, not in no particular order. However.
Y'all can go first, because I got a special surprise to do after I do my outro.
I guess I'll go first. I ain't got too much to say. I ain't been on this mug and I don't know how long. I'm going to get it together, y'all. I promise I am. But I'm Queen Bee Vibes. Jen, thank you for having me on the show. I know it's been a little minute. I think this is my second time on the show. Dang. I feel bad. I hope you love me still. I'm sorry.
Always have and always will.
But I do gotta go though. I haven't even cooked. I'm over here starving. Okay.
All right. Make me some too though. Bring me a plate.
Yeah, I'm RDS. I'm over yawning because I'm old and I be working and stuff. But I'm the lead recruiter for Getting Lit Studios. So I'm always looking for talent. I'm always looking for people who want to be guests on and trying to get their name out here on tag. I'm in connection with a lot of shows, so you can inbox me, hit me with that fave. I fave everybody back. Follow my Instagram, my page, go to my YouTube, subscribe to my music, and all that good stuff. And I don't stream, not yet, anyway. That's all. Thank you for having me again for the 15th time?
Yes, so many.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a couple of y'all to come on spoiler alert. We're doing scary movies for this month, so Jen and Wancho, y'all supposed to be on there together, actually, if I ain't mistaken.
So
I know. Yeah.
I keep looking over like.
Let's set that up ASAP.
We get to pick.
All right, y'all. I'm OG Blue, the secretary of GQ. Y'all can catch me streaming pretty much every day at various times. But y'all can definitely catch me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my co-star, Real Sister 46. We have a show called You Are Enough. It's all about positivity and motivating and uplifting and letting you know that no matter what you're going through, you are enough. You're smart enough, pretty enough, strong enough, feminine enough, masculine enough, and just enough. So, I always make sure y'all come check that out. Follow me on IG, check the YouTube. Anywhere y'all see that GQ crown, your girl is booked, busy, and ready to be seen on the screen. But I got a poem for my favorite Red Room Talk host.
Aww. Okay, good.
So it's one I wrote. It's based on life experiences, but it's called A Woman's Worth. Perfect for this episode, right?
Perfect.
When you hear people say a woman's worth, what do you think about? I see a woman of virtue whose beauty shines inside and out. It doesn't matter how she looks or if she's big or small. The only thing that matters is her character, her good, her bad, her all. A woman worthy of being one is never hard to find. And if you get one, treat her right, so she's worth more than a gold mine. If you ever mistreat her, there's an enormous price to pay. For her price is far above rubies, and that's what the Bible says. A woman's worth is precious and oh so very dear. Be careful not to make her cry, for God counts every tear. So now you know my secret, our secret, that we were blessed with from birth. The thing that makes us phenomenal women, and it's called a woman's worth. Love you, boo.
But
Hashtag Gencho. Make sure y'all get merch on Gencho.juice. Wancho.juice.
I am Jenna Juice, y'all. I'm the host of this very show. Make sure y'all tap in every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be on the show, please go ahead and hit my Instagram. Not now, but right now. No, I'm just kidding. But if you want to be on the show, do not hesitate to go to my Instagram and just ask. I'm always open to have new guests. We do a variety of topics. It's not just women. But make sure y'all tap in. And also, y'all, we are not doing it this Sunday because I'm sick. But next Sunday, make sure y'all tap in. Hit that #1 bubble with the favorite. Wancho for top badge. Make sure y'all hit him with the favorite. We will be doing our Soul Food Sunday show. It will be our anniversary special. We'll be cooking a really good meal, so make sure y'all tap in. We'll have a good topic for y'all, but it's the anniversary special, so make sure y'all tap in next Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that top bubble. It will be in his live this next week. Not this week, next week. So make sure y'all hit him with the faves so you guys can pop up and go see what the buzz is about for Soul Food Sunday. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming tonight. Yes. Hashtag Jen Show. Someone put it in the comments. But yeah, that's it. Let me play a little ditty real quick. Play a little ditty so I can end this recording, Lord.
Volcano Sounds Production.
Yes.
What up, Sam?
Alright, that was my ditty. But yes, Murder Mystery Dinner, y'all. October 29th. Make sure y'all tap in. We actually have a lot of y'all who was in the boxes tonight on there, so make sure y'all tap in October 29th. That'll be a Soul Food Sunday special Murder Mystery Dinner on October 29th. Midnight Voice will be the narrator, so make sure y'all tap in to the Murder Mystery Dinner on October 29th. And definitely wancho.juice on Instagram. Get your merchandise needs met however you need them on wancho.juice on Instagram.
Did somebody mention a murder mystery?
A murder mystery. Murder? Did you say murder?
Murder. Hello, RBS.